I've waited a while to make this video to allow experts to sift through all of the Nintendo Giga Leaks as much as possible. And what has been found to date still amazes me. We're gonna count down from pretty cool being 10 and number 1 being the craziest possible leak. Let's dive right into it. Now, I know you've heard of the Switch being able to dock in custom GameCube mods. I mean, look at these. They're so nice. But that's not what I'm talking about. In early September, it was actually discovered that there were talks about an upgraded version of the GameCube that had portable capabilities, as well as a docking feature. This plan would have seen an HD GameCube successor with power equal to the Xbox 360 launch for Christmas in 2005, a year before the Wii debuted. Of course, Nintendo eventually ditched the idea after the GameCube sales proved to be subpar, and a more creative Nintendo-like approach was in order, which later introduced the Wii. Star Fox 2 released on the SNES Mini was already a huge surprise. Getting to see work that was scrapped over 2 decades ago was super cool. But what about the scrap stuff that was meant to go in the scrap stuff? That's a lot of frickin' scrap stuff. But lo and behold, there were so many different character sheets that were revealed in the Nintendo data leak. A bunny, hippo, gazelle, and even a black woman pilot, which would have been an unusual inclusion for a universe otherwise inhabited by anthropomorphic animals. I think this character looks great. They should consider adding some of these back in the Star Fox universe. It would be super refreshing. This next Nintendo leak on our list was super interesting to me when it was first revealed a few months ago. It shows a variety of Nintendo demos showing off the capabilities of the system. It's always fascinating to see something that was probably only meant to show other investors or internal development teams. And now they're here for their whole world to see. I will say, their sound effects for the little maze guy were a bit weird. You ever look at Yoshi and you're like, bruh, yes, but what if you looked not okay? Well, Nintendo at one point in time must have not felt so hot. Old sprite sheets contained really weird and different iterations of this little dino fella. You should really think about putting Luigi flipping the bird at the player back in the game. What a sight. Next on my list is this really cool sheet of fully rendered objects from Ocarina of Time. These were rendered for the item selection sprites in-game. However, what makes this special is these are the original HD renders of the objects. We're used to seeing them in the blurry composite of CRTs back in the day, but now they're here in full high definition for you to feast your eyes upon. Well, go ahead, feast! This is a little step above HD renders. Ocarina of Time had a plethora of cut content before release, but after the massive Nintendo Giga Leak, modders put together and compiled a huge and complete beta dungeon that was never released in the original game. Fancying some weird tongue statues and a castle wall look, this was supposed to be a Super Mario 64 hub-like map. Thankfully, Nintendo scrapped the idea, and I feel Ocarina of Time fits best with a more open-world adventure, considering the large amount of stories and side quests. Good on you guys. The Pokemon fans had a field day with this one. Aside from some older leaks from a few years ago showcasing some beta sprite work for the original Pokemon Blue and Red, this Giga Leak gave us a full beta sprite showcase of Diamond and Pearl. I can't showcase the whole list in here, so I posted the link to see the video below. But my favorite has gotta be this one. Look at that dude! At number 3, this one is just plain bizarre. This is labeled as Super Donkey. What seems to be a side-scrolling platformer holds a large number of elements from a lot of different games. When this little dude stomps, there's ghosts that pop out just like in Mario Maker. The lighthearted assets remind me most of Yoshi's Island, but due to some Donkey Kong sprites, it's most likely Nintendo's early attempt to add a predated Donkey Kong Country before Nintendo handed it over to Rare. Considering how far in development this game was, that makes it super interesting find in the Giga Leaks for sure. This one is really a personal favorite. I remember I used to Google all the time back in the day searches for Beta Super Mario 64. I was awarded with a few screenshots and old presentation videos that would let my mind wonder and imagine, but no longer. Here are some examples of the huge test levels that were revealed. The first one is a giant castle level, a few steps and platform. The second one was a smaller castle-like test level that had a ramp and a very thin floor stretched across a wide open pit. And the third and final test level was definitely my favorite. I mean, look at these giant funhouse-like textures, the bright colors. Kind of makes me feel uneasy, honestly. A very strange level indeed. And finally, the big kahuna, the grand slam, the biggest conspiracy theory confirmed real by these Giga Leaks. L is real, in fact. That's right, Luigi was in fact slated to be a playable character in Super Mario 64. He was thought to be used in a scrapped co-op mode that would feature a horizontal split screen between both players. L is Real 2401 was the pinnacle of mysteries regarding Super Mario 64. And 24 years and 1 month after its release, we have it. Tangible evidence and finally seeing Luigi for what he was in the game. This mystery has finally come to a close. The legacy is complete. And with that, so is this video. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.